So here is a big update on Steward Healthcare, which is Medical Properties Trust's biggest tenant. They are currently looking to offload 4 hospitals in Massachusetts as soon as possible. Now, after reading up on this, it looks like this is probably part of their plan to restructure and raise the funds that they need to catch up on the rents and money that they owe Medical Properties Trust. Steward is in a pretty deep hole with MPW. They're behind on rent and have been making partial payments. And in order to raise the funds that they need, they've got to do something. And one of the things they could do is sell off their operations to another healthcare provider in certain areas. And it looks like they're looking to offload 4 hospitals in Massachusetts, perhaps that they aren't very profitable on, in order to sort of stop the bleeding and be able to actually meet their obligations. The state government in Massachusetts, up to and including the governor, are apparently watching this with great interest. The reason for that is simply there are many times where the need for hospital beds outweighs the supply, and hospital closures would be a very bad thing for the people who live in these communities. So it would seem to me that the state, steward, and MPW all have sort of aligned interests on this. Nobody really wants these hospitals to close, but if Steward can't afford to keep operating them, well, somebody has to step in. And I'm not saying there's going to be a bailout, but it does seem like the state might be incentivized to offer some kind of relief to Steward, or perhaps some kind of help in finding them another suitable operator to, help get this transaction pushed through so that patients aren't in jeopardy of losing care. The abrupt closure of Steward's Massachusetts hospitals would significantly limit access to inpatient critical care and inpatient behavioral health care, as well as maternal and newborn health services in eastern Massachusetts, said the lawmakers. The burden of Steward Hospital closures would be borne primarily by the Massachusetts residents who already experience the greatest challenges accessing health care. To me, it sounds an awful lot like these hospitals closing and Steward shutting down shop all of a sudden isn't going to just be the problem of Medical Properties Trust or Steward, but it would be, in fact, the problem of the state of Massachusetts, its government, and its elected officials, not to mention the affected people in these communities. Hospitals closing is almost always looked at as a negative thing within a given community. Now, the letter went on to read that Steward's Good Samaritan Hospital is currently the only acute care hospital in the greater Brockton area. The availability of medical care for residents in this area would be especially challenging as patients from that region are shifted to other hospitals, many of which do not have the capacity to absorb a sustained surge in patient volume. As you know, Steward hospitals are part of Massachusetts' network of safety net hospitals. So that means the community absolutely needs these hospitals and cannot afford to have them closed. And I would like to just point out this is the primary way in which healthcare related facilities differ greatly from, say, offices, malls, or even retail. These hospitals are, in many cases, essential to the communities that they provide for, much more so than a mall or an office building. So I really think that people need to stop making those kind of comparisons. I've also heard a bit of a rumor that there's going to be some kind of big announcement coming from Steward sometime in the next few weeks. The date I was given was February 18th. I do not know exactly what the announcement is supposed to be. There's rumors that maybe it has to do with possibly some asset dispositions, but stay tuned and I will follow up when that comes. Thanks for making it to the end. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video to help me in the algorithm, and also follow me on Twitter X Mr. Macho Mog. I'm trying to get my first 100 followers on there. And as always, join us on Discord, link in the description. Consider becoming a channel member and watching me every Saturday 8 p.m. Cashflow Kings Live. Bye bye.